Since 2017, the Italian Wine Podcast has exploded, recently hitting 6 million listens. Support us by buying a copy of Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 or making a small donation. In return, we'll give you the chance to nominate a guest and even win lunch with Stevie Kim and Professor Attilio Scienza. Find out more at italianwinepodcast.com. Chin chin!
Welcome to The Next Generation. I'm Victoria Cece. Join me as we chat with young Italian wine people shaking up the wine scene. We're going to geek out on a grape or grape fam, then hear about all the wild wine things our guests have been up to, from vineyard experiments to their favorite wine bars. Hello, everyone. It's time for another episode of The Next Generation. Today we have a very special guest, probably the youngest guest we've ever had on this podcast, Anton Morella of Morella Vini. He's just 17 years old, and don't worry, we were allowed to interview him. His mom gave him permission. And it was so fascinating to get to hear the perspective of somebody so young, growing up in a winery in Puglia, and still growing up. I mean, he's 17. But before we get to that, we're going to dive into arguably Puglia's most famous grape. You can probably guess it, Primitivo. Learn a bit about this guy from the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 book. You know, the thing you shove in your back pocket, but it's too big to be in your back pocket. So let's just say backpack. I love this book, actually. It's taught me so much, and I'm so happy I finally got my copy back because it's too long of a break without it. So let's go. Primitivo is mostly found in Puglia with much smaller plantings in the regions of Campania and Basilicata. Primitivo actually derives from the Latin primativus, meaning first to ripen or early ripening. The funny thing is, Primitivo is also known as Zinfandel in the United States. And no, I'm not talking about white Zinfandel. I'm talking about really nice red Zinfandel that you can find beautiful expressions from areas like Lodi. But we are in Italy right now, so let's move back to Primitivo. So Primitivo and Zinfandel were noted to have similarities in the late 1960s, and it was later established that they were genetically identical through Carol Meredith's work in 1994. Since then, studies have traced its heritage to Montenegro and Dalmatia. Primitivo's first official mention in Puglia was in 1799 in Gioia, which is where it was first planted, and then subsequently planted in Manduria on the Salento Peninsula. So lots of history here with Primitivo. But when it comes to its character, we can find that Primitivo has a medium to deep ruby color, rich and ripe red-black fruit, some black cherry, liquor-soaked black plum flavors, even strawberry jam. You can have a bit of tobacco, underbush, or even tar. The acidity is medium. Level of tannins is medium as well, and the alcohol is high. Remember, it's an early ripening grape, and it gets hot in Puglia. So this wine also can see some oak maturation, which is actually mandated in the Manduria Riserva wines. Despite its high alcohol and sweetness, this wine is usually fermented dry, but there are some sweet and fortified versions. Okay, now it's time to go to Puglia with the perspective from Anton Morella of Morella Vini.
All right, so we're here at Vinitaly once again. We're sitting with Anton of Morella Winery. Ciao, Anton.
Hello.
So this is officially the youngest interview I've had on the podcast. Don't feel like weird about it. It's actually really awesome because you're just 17, right?
Yes, I'm 17.
Amazing. It's so weird. I'm not that old, but it's like you're 10 years younger than me, which is like like a decade. Anyways, so tell us a little bit about yourself and why you love, he's not legally allowed to drink, guys, so we're talking, it's not drinking, but why do you love wine?
Okay, so I am 17 years old. I was born in Italy, Siena. Stayed all my life here in Italy, and I have visited my homeland of Australia a couple of times. I have a passion for wine, and I have a wider range of understanding of wine because of my parents, who, according to me, have been making wine all their life. My favorite type of wine is rosé, and then I also like white wine and champagne.
Champagne. You're starting young. You're a little spoiled, to be honest. I know, I can't. Yeah. No, that's fantastic. And so, tell me, so you were born in Italy and raised in Italy?
Yes. I was born and raised in Italian culture. but I do have a wide understanding of other cultures. I'm passionate to learn about new things. So I have an open mind about everything. I say, don't judge before you learn.
That's very wise of you. You should have an open perspective, especially when the world is your oyster. Like, I mean, and you're also on such a great footing. I mean, so he speaks three languages?
Three languages, yes.
Amazing. We just like part interrupted discussion with a French guy. I was like, wow, he speaks French too. It's amazing. And so where's your winery based? Let's talk about that.
Our winery is based in Manduria. It is a small city in the province of Taranto. Our winery has like 17 to 18 hectares of bush vines, plus another 3 hectares of oil-producing olive trees. We produce about 40,000 bottles a year, mostly. Some years it's a bit less because of climate. Climate is, some could say, subtropical, but it does change to subcold. It's very cold sometimes, especially in winter. But we produce about 40,000 bottles a year with up to nearly a kilo of grapes per bush vine.
Oh, wow. So why? So you said you're born in Siena. Were you raised in Puglia, or?
Yes, I was raised all my life in Puglia.
Amazing. And what was that? What is that like? You're still being here. How's it going? I keep forgetting he's so mature. I'm like, what was it like growing up? And you're still growing up in Puglia.
Well, let's say where I live, it's very isolated. I live in the middle of the vineyard. So during lockdown, it was helpful. But I live quite isolated from most people. But it is actually quite nice to live quite close to the sea. We live like 5k from the sea. That's fun. Yeah.
Oh, so you love the sea? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, the sea is fantastic. Like the Mediterranean Sea is a bit too salty, but it's nice to go there once a year.
So what is it like being a teenager though down in Taranto? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, being a teenager, it's a bit difficult to with mood swings and all that. But
You still have mood swings as an adult.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that. But I feel like having been brought up with a multicultural knowledge and understanding, I found it quite interesting growing up in an area where it's not too technological, but not quote unquote old fashioned. I was brought up with an understanding that screens, having too many screens is bad for you. So my parents allowed me to interact with the phone on a daily basis only when I was 15, 16, when I started going to high school. I grew up more in an old-fashioned way.
Wow, I you don't hear that often, and it's refreshing for me because I'm actually fully with that perspective, because there's so much to, especially where you are growing up, it's full of so much natural wonder.
Yeah.
You don't have to look, it's there.
Yeah, exactly. Where we're growing up, especially where I grew up, there's a lot of wildlife we can interact with. At night, there's owls, and in the morning, you can see foxes running around in the vineyard. There's even an eagle nest next to us and falcons, but it's very open air where we live.
Oh, I can only imagine. And what I always ask this, and everyone, you can't get annoyed about food. What's your favorite thing to eat from where you're from?
Well,
you can name multiple things.
I really love pizza and lasagna. It's one of my favorite foods, but I really, really love roast chicken. It's my bringing up food. It's what I was brought up with.
Really? I was not expecting roasted chicken.
Let's say I like a lot of roasted birds in general, like ducks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hell yeah. Do you eat any fish, though?
We do eat fish, but we tend to... my father's from Barletta, so he has an upbringing of raw fish, frutti di mare. But we don't eat that much fish because there are problems nowadays with the ocean. We tend to go more for sardines and those fish that can reproduce very easily and don't get underpopulated.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's a really important discussion to bring up, and of course, that's a large topic. But actually, there is a guy in our office, Mattia. Shout out to Mattia. His family's from Barletta too, and he also has long hair, just like you. So he's maybe you guys can be friends. I think he's only 21. So, anyways, regardless. So, what is your favorite thing about working in the winery?
Working in the winery, I have an understanding of wines. So, when I go out in a restaurant, I know what kind of wine to order with what food, which does help with the taste of the food. Fish, you would order a white wine generally, or with roast meat, a red wine to bring out that extra flavor from it. So that's, in my opinion, that's why I'd work in a winery, to have an extra knowledge of wine, and also to know the effects of alcohol, the effects that the alcohol has on the chemistry of your brain, but also the body in general.
So do you find yourself more in the cellar or the vineyards?
Well, recently I've been working with my parents' business. I've worked both in the vineyards and in the winery. So I prefer working in the winery, of course. It's a better environment for me, but I don't mind whichever is fine by me.
And have you just been kind of working in the winery ever since you were a kid? Like it just feels natural?
Well, I've been more than anything. I've been volunteer help work in the winery. Yeah, ever since I could. But now, the past 2 years in Italy, you are legally able to work at 16. But my parents allowed me to work since I was 14, like for money. But
Under the table.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. That's incentivizing. I mean, I used to work for my dad in his dental office, which obviously is not a vineyard. As much as, sorry, Dad, it would be lovely if it was a vineyard. But we did the same thing. It was like, but
my parents say that if you want to buy something, you need to work for it. Anything that I buy is with my money, so I usually don't borrow money from my parents. If I do, I repay them over time with work. So I've had that upbringing. You work for what you get.
Wine to Wine Business Forum. Everything you need to get ahead in the world of wine. Supersize your business network. Share business ideas with the biggest voices in the industry. Join us in Verona on November 13 to 14, 2023. Tickets available now at winetowine.net.
you are very responsible, Anton, and I applaud you for it. So now I'm going to ask you a more, I don't want to say difficult question, but you are 17. We want to know, what do you do with your friends? What is it like just being a teenager in Puglia?
Well, during the summer, I have a friend who has a father who owns a restaurant by the sea. So I hang out with him every now and then. I joke around about ordering wine. Like we talk about which wine goes with what food and all that. But we don't obviously buy the wine. We don't get the wine. But usually with friends, I hang out in the city or I invite them at my place. We play a bit of volleyball, play Monopoly kind of thing. Just chill out.
Cool. And I'm assuming you're the one half Australian and then they're all Pugliese.
Yeah,
I
I have got some friends, especially going to the European school.
Oh, cool.
I've got a lot of friends who are multicultural, half Italian, half French, for example, or Algerian, or even just full English. So I have had a couple of friends from outside of Italy.
That's so special, especially now that you're gonna soon in a year be able to share the wines and actually have that experience and bring all of that together. You're blessed, my friend. And I don't say that in a condescending way. I mean, I genuinely you're so well set up for everything that's going to happen. And it's so nice to talk to you. And it's so refreshing, especially because, and you might know this, where Italian wine stands for young people, it's kind of blurry right now because there's not as many people drinking wine, young people drinking wine. But I guess you're the perfect person to ask, even though you're technically not drinking wine yet. Why do you think young people should be drinking Italian wine and enjoying it?
Well, it's not specifically Italian wine, but I think the wine from the country, like Primitivo from Italy or Champagne from France, are the better versions of themselves. So if you buy sparkling champagne from another country like Germany, it won't turn out as good as French champagne. In my opinion, people should not drink excessively wine, of course, but taste wine to see where they prefer the spectrum of wine. For me, for example, I love the rosé and the champagne because I know this because I have tasted a wide range of wines, ranging from white wines to red wines to rosés.
Just a side note for any American listeners out there, you are legally allowed to drink with your legal guardian in Italy under supervision. It's like driving with a permit in America. You can drink. So he's allowed to drink, for those who don't know that. I'm doing the legal disclaimer here.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, just in case. But no, it's fantastic. And you're building your palate. And I'm just excited because you have all this wealth of knowledge to share with people. And you're here in the Fivi area of Italy. Just as we're wrapping up, how has the experience been here?
The experience has been actually quite nice. I am currently doing a work experience. It comes with the school a couple of months later, but For me personally, I feel like there's a good experience for any young person who intends to work during or after college, because during college it's very difficult to find work because you need to study and all. The sooner you can start working legally, of course, the sooner you can start getting some of that work experience under your belt, the better it is, in my opinion. The experience here has been fantastic, actually. I've met a wider range of people, ranging from Japanese to Kazaki to French. I have talked to many, many people.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're having a good time.
Yes, I'm having a fantastic time.
That's happy to hear that. Well, before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share with the Italian wine-loving community?
Well, I'd suggest for the Italian wine-loving community to see what their preferred wine is, because if you might not like a more acidic wine, you might criticize a winemaking company for it, and then they get bad reviews, etc. So I'd suggest to see what your palate prefers and go with that.
Cool, yes. No bias in wine. Just drink what you love.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Anton. It was a pleasure.
It was a pleasure for me too.
Awesome. Ciao, guys.
Bye.
As always, a big grazie for hanging out with me today. Remember, you can catch me every Sunday on the Italian Wine Podcast, available anywhere you can get your pods.